good day. Welcome to our group video session. Today we are gathered here to discuss an important topic and collaborate. On our project, this video conference provides us with a convenient way to connect and share ideas despite being in different locations.
First, we will know about computer system. A computer system is a physical computer that incorporates hardware and software. So this is how computer system works. The first unit, which is the input unit, which is used to transport the data processing system. And the examples of the input unit are the keyboard, the mouse, and the touch screen. Is CPU, meaning control unit. Siya ang control sa all CPU operations including or arithmetic logic unit. Siya ang perform sa tanang functions like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division.
This unit is the CPU or central processing unit. The CPU is all the processing in the computer by fetching and executing instructions from memory clock speed. There are two parts of CPU: the control unit or CPU and arithmetic and logical unit or ALO. This is the flow or report on how the system works. From data to information. First, data to input unit and go to the storage unit. And the storage unit have two parts of unit, the secondary and primary unit. First, it goes to the secondary and to the primary and down to the CPU. And the CPU have two parts, the control unit or CO and arithmetic and logical unit or ALO. When after the primary, it goes down to the CO or computer unit and then to the ALO. Then goes back to CO and back again to the primary. After to the output unit and the
Let's move on the high-level language of our topic. So the high-level language is a programming language that is used and written by humans. It is characterized by its abstraction with the underlying hardware, and its focus on providing more intuitive and user-friendly programming language. So let's move on to the second, which is the middle level language. So middle level language is a programming language that is sit between low level language such as Python or Java. In terms of abstraction and level of control, they provide balance between low level hardware, manipulation of high level language convenience. So here are the examples of middle level language. First we have the C. Second we have the C++.
Now let's proceed low level language. A low level language is a programming language that provides little or no abstraction from the hardware of a computer system. It is typically closer to the machine code assembly language of a computer's processor and allow direct control over the hardware resources. Structure-oriented. Structure-oriented is programming based on the idea of dividing a program into smaller, more manageable units called function or abundance. Each function performs a specific task and can be called from other part of the program as needed.
Let's proceed to object-oriented programming. What is object-oriented programming? Object-oriented programming is a computer programming model that organizes software designed around
data or objects, rather than functions and logic. An object can be defined as a data field that has unique attributes and behavior. So, OOP focuses on the objects that developers want to manipulate rather than the logic required to manipulate them. This approach to programming is well suited for programs that are large, complex, and actively updated or maintained. This includes programs for manufacturing and design, as well as mobile application. For example, OOP can be used for manufacturing system simulation software. So the first step in OOP is to collect all of the objects programmer wants to manipulate and identify how they relate to each other, and exercises known as data modeling. So, sa iyang mga example sa structure of the object-oriented programming is the classes, objects, methods, and attributes. So, sa iyang object-oriented programming, so sa class is na ang human, sa object is na ang name, sa properties is na ang email and address, methods and na ang verify and send mail. So let's proceed to non-structure. There is no specific structure for programming this language. So the term of non-structure is not commonly used in a specific context or field. So its meaning may vary depending on the text in which it is used. However, in general, the term non-structure can be understood as the absence of a defined or organized structure. It refers to something that lacks specific arrangement or framework. So, sa iyang example sa non-structure is wala siya mga example dali is na ano ka po is in a
The source code is originally readable code written by a programmer. The preprocessor is a tool that processes directives before the actual compilation. It performs tasks such as including header files and macro expansions. In this code, the preprocessor directives are #include and #define, and the constant num rows. The third is expanded code. This expanded code refers to the code after the preprocessor has processed the directives. It includes the contents of include header files and replaces any macros with their expected code. In this case, the expanded code includes the contents of stdio h and string h, as well as replacement of numbers with a value of 16.
Here, the compiler is a program that translates the source code into the assembly code or directly object code. It's a form hexagonal analysis, parsing, optimization, the code generation. The compiler use may vary depending on the programmer, language, and the platform. Common C compilers include GCC or GNU compiler. So assembly code. The assembly code is a low-level representation of the source code that is specific to particular processor architecture. It uses mnemonic instruction and register instead of high-level language constructs. The compilers translate the code into the assembly code as the intermediate step before generating object code. Assembly code. Assembly code is low-level representation of the source code that is specific to a particular processor architecture. This uses mnemonic instruction and register instead of high-level language structure. The compilers translate the code into assembly code as an is specific to the target platform. It is generated by the compiler or assembler and metadata. The object code is not directly executable but needs to be linked with other object files and libraries to create an executable. Next is linker. The linker is a program that combines multiple object files, resolves references between them, and links any required libraries. It generates an executable file by resolving symbols and addresses, creating a coherent program that can be executed.